Well on guys, Exploring with John, we are in for a whole nother video today. So as of right now, we are standing upon this middle school that's actually completely contaminated. And that is the reason why this place shut down. So the entire ground underneath is completely contaminated, which is why they decided to evacuate all the students. This place went through a lot of renovations in which basically they kept fixing up this place and redoing it over time. But over time they just found out that this place just no longer is good. So what they're gonna do is they're actually gonna turn this entire place into apartments. So basically, so that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna take down this entire place. The place that no longer exists, which is why the exploring crew, as I, is gonna explore this and tell about the history before it's long gone. Wow, I feel like I've just stepped back in a time which I was in middle school, because this is how my middle school kind of looked in a sense, but not exactly. It's just very similar, you know, how schools they all have like the same appearance. The same appearance as in they also all have lockers for like the students. For the students to store all their items inside their lockers. This is the very similarity. So check out the chairs that are also right here. As you can tell, the desk, it has like the connector. So you also have the desk and a chair all connected together to each other. So basically the students are kind of stuck with the chair and the desk. Honestly, can you just imagine if this place was still inactive, how open these rooms are? There was only about 2,000 students that actually came to this middle school, so in which it wasn't too much, but it's a good amount for a whole middle school to have, you know? And this is just such a big open room, a really wide open area where basically students were studying. I'm not entirely sure what class this could have been. This one room is so widely open. Like basically students could actually sit inside here and all studied, all did their work, did the academics that they had to do. They could have been doing it all inside this one room. And I'm sure this one area had so much students, as much as like 50 or something, unless there's this divider thing. This divider thing probably divided up both classrooms so it could be smaller rooms, splitting up each student. So kind of looking around, this is how it looked. Down there is a classroom, but over here, this seems like to be like a biology room or something. The only reason why I'm saying that is because when I actually further look into it, I could see sinks right here, in which kind of gives you a description that this must have been like the science room. Especially because, you know, there's goggles in here. And usually from what I remember being inside school, you always had to have goggles on during science class due to, like, you know, something hit, like if chemicals go into your eyes or something like that. So it's basically within that area, that's the things you have to kind of worry about, and which is why you wear goggles. So I hope for all my middle school people that are watching this video, wear your goggles. One of the classrooms as well. So right on the side of the biology room is probably another biology room. Not entirely sure, but I know these counters are very similar to what we just seen. Plus there's a sink in here as well, which kind of gives me the idea. Alright, so that was kind of the idea of how the second floor looks. Right now we're going to walk up to the third floor. Usually we start from where we end up in. So we start off in the second floor, we're going to go all the way up to the top floor, then go all the way down to the bottom. I heard that this place also has one of the most coolest things in here, so let's be sure to be tuned in for that. So we're probably going to step into one of my most favorite rooms starting right now. And this is the only reason why it's probably one of my most favorite rooms, seeing the title of what the room says. I have to say though, probably not one of my most favorite rooms just because where's all the computers? There is no computers in here. Not saying I want to actually look at the computers, but I just kind of want to see computers. I've always had like the interest in technology, playing with computers, having like a laptop, having the most up-to-date laptop, especially for the people who enjoy playing games, because I play a lot of games. I also have a Twitch account. Be sure to check out that because I play a lot of games on it, but this is pretty interesting. I mean, I'm honestly like mind blown. Actually step inside a whole middle school right now, kind of seeing what they still have remaining. A lot of desks, a lot of chalkboards, a lot of like tables, but you kind of get the layout of how the entire place looks, which is really intriguing to me. Here's a major fun fact when I was in high school. I've only been in high school for 3 years. My freshman, my sophomores, and my junior years in high school, and basically I actually graduated as a junior. The only reason why I graduated is because I'm not smart, and don't assume that I'm a smart person because I'm Asian, because I'm not. Most people when I moved out from a different high school, most people thought that I was actually like crazy because they seen a cheating Asian. But basically I took 24 classes and cheated my entire way through just to graduate, just because I didn't like school. Like I wanted to get out of school, and that was one of the main focuses. It's amazing to be able to walk back in this history, just to see how this place kind of was, how it actually looked in the inside. And this kind of gives me a really great reminiscence of how my school days were. Man, I have a lot of school days, I have a lot of school history days where things happen, what I did in school, and I'll admit, I was really quiet when I was in school. I might not seem like the crazy quiet guy. I do all this crazy stuff. I'm just like, God damn, I have so much other things I need to worry about, so I'm just not gonna really pay attention. And that's what really happened when I was in school. But I'm just gonna feed up to just get my day through with, get done, and just get the hell out. Social studies. One of my most favorite classes that I actually personally like. The only reason why I like this class is because when I come into social studies, I know that I'm going to learn about history. I'm going to learn about wars. I'm going to learn about abandoned. I'm going to learn about things that are completely history now. And which is why I do all these abandoned explorers, because it reminds me of history. And that's what I aim to do. I aim to talk about history. I aim to document history. And as of right now, I am documenting the history behind this middle school. A lot of the classrooms just look the complete same. Very similar to each other as you just kind of walk through it. I mean, they all have the same appearance walking. They all have the same appearance from class to class to class to class. Such as this one. Walking through the history of an abandoned middle school. Never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I'd see the day that I'd be really entering school again. I really hated school. I personally never done college. Never really actually done college. I did like a program, but that was really it. I don't see myself going really back to college. I just plan to just do what I do because I know what I want to do. I love what I want to do. But I feel like if I go to college, they're going to try to put a whole different perspective in my mind. And that's why I don't do college. Oh my goodness. Can't you guys hear the raindrops? The raindrops all around me? This entire area now is filled with complete water. It's like I could just drown here as I'm trying to walk through. A little hard, but it is what it is. Let's talk about some stories I had in high school. I remember the first day I went to algebra class. I was just kind of just sitting there chilling until I met this kid. He was like, yo, I hate this class. Let's just walk out. And I was like, you know what? I'm cool. Let's do the same thing. So I walked out of class. I was like, yo, screw class, fuck this, and kind of just bunked class. But later on, I kind of just was like, you know what? I really got to get out of school. I'm getting these low grades and doing all this. So I was just like, you know what? Forget those days. I'm just going to focus on just getting out. And now that's what the main motive is, just get the heck out of school. And I mean, it really happened. Graduating high school in 3 years. Never really lived up to a high school experience personally ever. Well, anyway, we're starting to move up to a different area. Looks like to me it looks like a little storage room. A lot of these things are old furniture in here though. A lot of old antiques. Like I'm just checking out this chair, really old antique. You have like this huge tank, no clue what it does, but you also have a chair. I think this is a chair that you actually worked out on, you know, to like work out your legs. Yeah, actually, it's like a bicycle they call it. But that's an old bicycle. Wow, there's just antiques all over the place, all over. And there's chairs and desks and just equipment thrown all over the place. So this has to be the equipment room. This is like a hallway pass. So basically, you would like check mark where you want to go from and to. You're coming from wherever, you're going to there. You get a time issued and you get a signature request and all this crap. So basically a hallway pass. So the funny thing about the hallway pass is that if you don't have a hallway pass and you're walking through the hallway, you're likely to get in trouble and get detention or something. So usually if you go through, always have a hallway pass or be the rebel. Cause you either want to do what Rebels does or you want to have a hallway pass. Don't know. I remember in those days I would keep like a spare hallway pass and just kind of like sneak names onto it just to get by in the hallway and kind of bunk class. Well, I'm at a hallway now. I don't know where this hallway is going to guide me to, but I'm curious to see where it's at the end of the hallway. The cool thing about this school is that it's very it's very new. A lot of the things are not too old, or there's a lot of like broken stuff, a lot of graffiti all over the place, but not as bad as places that I've already seen, so which is pretty great. All right, looking around. This is a gymnastics area. Okay, we're in the other building. The cool thing that connects this other building to this building is the fact that this entire next building is dedicated to a gymnastic area. Basically, we're in a huge gym, and this huge gym has what you'll be amazed that it has. Bam! A whole boxing rink. Crazy, right? A boxing rink inside the own gym. You know, the interesting thing is, I've never seen a school that actually has a whole boxing rink. Wow, like, oh my god. The things that you would like, the things that you're training here, you really learn to like fight with your fists and all that. During my high school days, I used to be so into boxing where I would actually throw on gloves, I would box people. And the The really stupid thing about it is, you guys see how small I am, right? I'm like a small guy. Look at that. There's no muscle. And I would still box. I would still keep going at it. Unfortunately, it doesn't last long when you could get knocked out in one hit by someone that's a lot bigger and stronger than you. In which I actually try to take on people who are bigger than me. Never goes so well. Never goes well, ever. Wow. This is the first time I've ever stepped foot inside a boxing ring. Come on, think about it. You just bam, bam, bam. You can hit away. You have like, you guys, it's so crazy staying inside the boxing ring. I mean, I never knew how it would feel actually staying inside this. It's like, I'm like the referee. I'm like, you, come in, fight. And they're throwing hands. They're still throwing hands. They're like, bam, bam. If I was still in high school, I was over here, I would definitely learn how to do some boxing because this is honestly sick. So when I was in high school, I never had the interest to actually do sports. I never played baseball. Matter of fact, I couldn't even throw a ball. That's how crazy it was during my days in high school. Like, I was just like that person, kind of like a nobody. Let's be honest, I was a nobody. And the focus was to get the hell out. And I kind of have a regret for it. That I regret like not having the passion for school to actually stay in school, but I kind of regret the fact that I didn't make use of my time, make use of time where I can make actually moments and memories, more memories out of it. I mean, without doubt, I have so much passion that I could look back at with school. I mean, doing breakdancing performances, doing breakdancing, b-boying, doing all of that. That's what I did all my times in high school, and it was honestly great memories to remember. But I wanted to like say that I wish I could enjoy high school a lot more. I mean, here's a little flashback to my days of breakdancing.
Josh is going to battle.
There was this one time I was breakdancing. I did like this thing where I go backwards, I jump up, and I land on my back. Instead of laying on my back, I actually landed on my head and got knocked out right in the middle of the performance. Check it out right here. The boys in the girls' locker room. Should I take a left into the boys or should I take a right into the girls? We're gonna go right. I was never one of the perfect guys to be like, let's sneak into the girls' locker rooms. I was never that type of guy. So this is the first time I've ever stepped into a female's locker room. Just to let you guys know. And it's not the same as if it was good. It's not the same as if it was active. So I give myself the exception of doing this. I mean, I guess you could get an idea how it kind of was like. I'm sure they probably have like shower curtains all over here. Don't know. I'm assuming. It's all assumptions. It looks like it could have been lockers in here, but I'm unsure. Oh, no. This is the shower room. So this is where they all showered in. Check this out. Meet me in the boys' locker room. And then there's like this girl. Look at that. The lipstick. And then, I don't know. This is kind of funny. All right. And it goes on and on. So this is like the showers. Basically, you know, they would shower right there, turn the hot water, the cold water, shower to get cooled off. And then you come over here, you probably have like the lockers coming out of like you probably have the lockers lined up all around here for whoever needs to go to use their locker to change out their clothes and stuff like that. So, I have something for you guys in this video. Let me know an interesting story about you in high school or middle school or whatever school you're in. Let me know a cool story, a rebellious story that you had when you were in school. Leave it in the comment section below because I would love to hear stories about how your high school, your education experience went. Well then, this is the ultimate science lab. Especially because, you know, check out how the table looks. It's rounded all around like that, and then you have the satanic ritual type of view, which is pretty crazy. And then you have like the huge then you have the huge classroom with the sinks and everything. This is how you can tell this is a science room where they did a lot of science work. Well, anyway, so we're moving on to another hall inside this place. This is like the last part of the school that really kind of sticks out. A lot of the other things are kind of repetitive, but this is a different hallway, it leads to something new. So I'm curious, walking through and check it out. The main office, the elevator, and the auditorium / art room plus music is down this way. Let's make our way down to it. Let's just check out each of the rooms. So, art room is 104A. And wow, this is the art room for you. This is the art room. There's a freaking grill in here. That's random. What the heck? So we have a huge grill inside the art room, and this is the entire art room itself. It does remind me of my days when I was in school and I had art class. All right, we're at the finale, almost the finale. Basically, we are inside the entire auditorium, and this brings me back to memories when I was in high school. Check it out. So you have the seats, and these seats are where the people sit for a huge show. So you have a whole performance right on stage right there, and oh my God, this really does bring me back into time. I mean, there's not much light in here, so I'm sorry for what you guys can only see. It's getting a lot blurry. Like, the focus is not in play really well, but it's still pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a really cool, funny story. So basically, this is when I was in high school. We would actually enter from a door right there. We come up and we do like a whole breakdancing performance. Like, here's a few videos. You can see some of my dancing skills. I'll play throughout this video. You have the whole crowd just clapping you on and stuff, which is sick. I'm glad this place has a huge auditorium to provide. Check it out, the finale. This, guys, is the music room, basically. Well, basically, lined up right here would have been everyone just kind of having their instruments, and basically the main person sat right here. Here, they play their instruments, you know, doing what they're doing, as everyone around them is like bringing on the same note, and it's kind of cool. I mean, they're all in sync. You have everyone just playing their music. And then you have like the actual like notes all up here, so everyone's just going all together. Imagine like Christmas carols or something like that. They would all be in a flow, just playing the music. Really sick. But anyway, guys, let's finalize this up. I'll be back to a lot of my history during my times in school, and honestly, I don't really regret like graduating, getting out quickly, but I do regret the fact that I didn't appreciate school as much as I wish I did. Because like with school, there's so much like things that you could remember, and it's just so limited. You can't go back to school after you graduate, and it's like, damn, where did all the time go? But anyway, guys, this is Exploring with John. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my social media. Be sure to check out all my upcoming videos. I'm coming back with the vlogs, so be sure to tune in to everything else that I got. Thanks for tuning in. Stay inspired and keep going.